Hi, welcome. Thanks again for tuning in to another week of chair yoga. Now, those of you that were quick off the mark last week noticed that I recorded a session, which I then had to delete again because unfortunately I had an issue with the sound. And about 10 minutes into the session, the sound was gone. And even though many of you can practice along with minimal guidance, a little bit of sound is needed. So I am back this week. Now I have checked the sound before we get started. Fingers crossed there won't be any interruptions next for this session, and we can go ahead. Now, last week I had this lovely session planned for you using belts. So we're going to do this session or a very similar session again this week. And I've just noticed I forgot my belt. So I'm going to grab that. Here we go. So I'm practicing with a yoga belt, but you can use any belt or any long piece of fabric, really. I would say probably something that's a bit soft. A dressing gown belt is a little bit more comfortable rather than an actual leather belt, which might be a little bit uncomfortable to hold on to for longer periods of time. So if you haven't got a belt ready yet, then do pause your video just for a moment. To grab your belt and then come back. And for everybody who has got a belt already, it's time to get comfortable. So make sure, just like me, you get yourself in a nice and comfy position. Your body, especially your back, is supported. And the chair you're sitting on allows you to settle down. So if there's any little niggly feelings already, I would recommend doing something about it now because it's unlikely to get more comfortable. So maybe you might need to sit up on a pillow or a cushion or elevating your feet a little bit, especially if the feet don't comfortably rest on the floor. So grab some water, see if you can switch on any distractions that might be near you. So just turning off sound on your mobile phone or closing the doors, turning off the radios, anything that might distract you. And then slowly allow the eyes to close. And let's start with a few deep breaths, breathing in through the nose. And then open the mouth wide, sigh it out. Slow breath in. And sigh it out. And then one more deep inhale. And exhale. And on the last exhalation, let the body get heavy, allowing your shoulders to soften, the jaw to soften, the tongue to release. And just take a few moments to arrive on your chair. Notice how your body feels right in this moment. If there's any noticeable tension or tightness or discomfort anywhere in the body. And if there is, just placing your awareness there for just one moment. And then moving on through the rest of the body. So we don't want to get too hooked or too distracted by a certain physical sensation. But instead just checking in with the body as a whole. How are we doing today? And then notice for a moment how you feel inside. The mood, the feelings, the emotions that are present right now. And then once again, seeing if we can let that go. So not getting too hooked or too distracted about emotions that are present. But instead just noticing with a sense of non-judgment, being kind to ourselves. Let's take a long breath into the body, all the way into the belly. And then exhale, open the mouth wide and sigh it out. Let's do it again, inhaling. and side out. And the next inhale, bring a little wriggle into the fingers and the toes and begin to stretch the fingertips away from the body. Maybe down towards the earth or maybe up into the sky if your shoulders allow. Just take a stretch through the body in whatever way feels right for you in this moment. Still keeping the eyes closed if you want to, so you can just feel into your body. And then releasing the palms back down onto your lap. Gently blink the eyes open, keeping a low gaze to begin with, and then slowly lifting the gaze a little bit higher. Beautiful. And then depending on how you feel today, you have the choice of moving away from the back of the chair. So no longer relying on that support of our chair to keep the back upright. So that means we need to start to activate through the center, through our core. In yoga, we call this our bandhas. So finding a little lift here through the pelvic floor. So that sensation of drawing in and up through the pelvic floor. And also that sensation of drawing the lower belly back towards the spine. And what that does is activating those core muscles that help us to stay upright and just to keep our body protected as we start moving. Good. So once you found that position, remembering if it doesn't work for you, if it causes discomfort in the lower back, come and sit back on your chair. So for those of you who haven't tuned in for a little while, you may have noticed that there's something growing, which is not just early Easter chocolate I have been eating, which is definitely happening, but I'm pregnant. So I'm also going to be very mindful here of my back and my hips. And I would like to invite you to do the same. So if you have any conditions, injuries, aches, pains that mean certain movements don't work for you today, just let it go. Let it go. Don't force yourself into any movements that don't feel right. That's not what yoga is about. You've already here, you're already taken this time, so you can give yourself already a pat on the shoulder. You're halfway there. Beautiful. So checking that the feet are underneath the ankles. The ankles are underneath the knees. The feet are hopefully underneath your ankles. If they were elsewhere, it would be a bit strange. And that you're starting to press a little bit into the floor. And don't worry at all about whether you're wearing shoes or socks. I just chose to take my socks off because luckily, finally, the weather is perking up. It's getting a bit warmer here. So we're having a quite unseasonably spell of a few days that are quite warm. So I'm going sockless today, but wherever you are in the world, make sure you're comfortable. Beautiful. Press the hands gently into the lap so you can sit upright a little bit more. And then release the fingertips down to the floor once you've got that lift. Next inhale, we're going to reach the palms up to the ceiling, growing tall. Exhale, draw the palms through heart center. So just starting with a few gentle movements here, waking up the body. Again, inhaling, lifting the heart. Maybe lift the gaze if your neck allows. And then draw the hands down through heart center. Once more, inhale. And exhale. Release the hands down onto your knees. Inhale, draw the chest forward, lift the heart, lift the gaze. Coming into cow posture. Exhale, chin to chest, rounding the spine. So I'm going to move sideways so you can see, for those of you that are new and need a little reminder. We're going to continue to flow here a few times. Inhaling, draw the chest forward, open the heart, lift the gaze. Exhaling, chin to chest, slowly rounding the spine here. Good, let's do two more. Inhaling, come forward. This might be a big movement for you. It might be a small movement. So these days, my movement is definitely starting to become a little bit restricted. But that doesn't matter. I'm still getting the benefits from the movement. So last round, lifting the heart, lifting the gaze. Exhaling, chin to chest and round. And then slowly coming back into an upright position, into center. And I come back to the middle and release. Let's find a little twist here. So swinging the arms up towards the center, inhale. Exhale, we're going to let them swing over towards the left. Allow the gaze to follow. Inhaling back to center. Exhale, let the palms come back over to the side. Now, if this movement is a bit too strong for you on the shoulders, you can bring the hands to heart center. Inhale to the middle. Exhale, twisting over to the side. Good. This is a great option if your shoulders are a little bit uncomfortable today. Good. So we just bring a little bit of movement into our spine. One more time on each side, drawing the arms over. So you might be flowing your arms, or your arms might be at the heart center. Doesn't matter. And then last time, back to the middle. And let's release the arms. Keep your left hand where it is. Inhale, float the right arm up above the head and then sink it over towards the left. So if your shoulders are not happy with this, you can keep the arm a little bit lower, or you can keep the arm all the way down onto your knee. So no need to push into discomfort. Keep your right sitting bone grounded. So we're reaching from the fingertips, opening into the side body. And draw the shoulders away from the ears. And then let's take another deep breath in. And slow breath out. And then one more inhale. Good. And this might feel a bit strong. That's okay. Exhale, release. Draw the arm back down, back into center. And observe for a moment how different your left side and your right side are already feeling. Let's swap sides. The right arm stays down on your knees. Inhale, the left arm reaches high. Exhale, sink it over towards the right. Good. Soften the shoulders. Remember your modifications if your shoulders are not happy. And see if you can keep that sense of shoulder blades drawing down towards the earth. Left sitting bone stays grounded. 2 more breaths, really opening into the rib cage. One more inhale. And exhale. Inhaling, come back to center. Exhale, release the arms down. Roll the shoulders up to the ears and back and down. And let's squeeze the shoulders up to the ears and hold it there for 3, 2, 1. And then let's drop the shoulders with a sigh. Good. One more time. So squeezing the shoulders as high, as hard as it feels good for you. Squeezing and holding, almost like squeezing all blood out of those tense muscles. And then as we exhale and drop the shoulders with a sigh, all that blood can come rushing back, warming up our shoulders. Good. Give your head a shake from side to side. Swallow a couple of times. And then go and grab your belt. So your belt, scarf, dressing gown, belt, whatever you're using. We're going to start with a little bit of shoulder mobilization before we add a bit of shoulder strengthening work. So if you are already sighing because you know your shoulders are not happy in general, then do take it super easy. So we're just going to spend a few minutes here. If it's not for you at all, just come and sit and breathe with us and join in when you're ready. So open your belt nice and wide. We're going to start with a little wriggle posture. That is the technical term for it. So there's not really a right or wrong way to do this. So give it a try. Inhale, reach the arms up, and then exhale, let yourself sink over to the side. And then we're going to sway forwards and down, drawing the arms back up and then over. So we're kind of drawing a big circle here with our arms, and the arms are kind of switching sides. So the arm that's at the top gets down to the bottom and the other way. If it's really stressing you out what I'm doing, you can't copy it, close your eyes and just have a wriggle. Good. Change the direction of your wriggle. So this is a lovely warm-up for the shoulders. And remember, if this is too strong, just lower your arms. You can just have a wriggle with your spine as well. Good. Last time. Inhaling, come to center. And then exhale, release the arms down. Good. So the shoulders are probably starting to feel a little bit warmer. We're about to make them a lot warmer here. So take your belt. Take a little bit more, then make the grip more narrow. So about sort of hip width apart. And it wants to be comfortable, want to hold on to probably not the metal end of it, but somewhere that you can really grip onto. Because we're going to imagine that this is a piece of string that we're trying to rip apart. And the elbows are staying tucked into the body. Shoulders down, elbows in. So this is a nice strong position here. Going to take an inhale. And then exhale, pulling that belt apart. Imagine you're trying to rip it. Good. And then hold that tension. Breathe in deeply. And then exhale, draw it a little bit apart, a little bit wider. Good. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, give it a pull. 1 more time. Inhale deeply. Exhale, give it a pull. And then release the arms. Open and close your fingers. Rotate your wrists. Let that effort go. And just have a little check in how that felt for you. If this was not good for you, just skip that next round at all. If it was okay, but you don't want to push it further, repeat this version. If you want a little bit more, we can take it further. Step 2, take the arms away from the body at whatever height feels good for you. Again, the arms are about shoulder width, the hands are shoulder width, so we're not having the stance too wide. We're going to do the same thing. So take an inhale. Exhale, give the belt a pull. Keep your shoulders in their sockets though. Good. Inhaling again. Exhale, pull a little bit more. Good. We're going to do 2 more. Slow breath in. Exhale, give it a pull. And then last one, deep breath in. Exhale, give it a pull. And then release. Let that settle. Wriggle out your fingers. Let that go. So we're gradually working our way through the shoulder girdle into the arms, activating different muscle groups. And the arms, the upper body are so important. I mean, the whole body is important, but especially the shoulders. They need a bit of maintenance, which is an equal balance between strength and mobility, ideally. So now we're adding a little bit to the strength here. All right, optional third round. If you've had enough, sit this one out. If you want to repeat any of the previous versions, go for it. Option 3, take the arms up towards the ceiling. It doesn't have to be straight above the head, maybe a little bit further ahead. I'm going to go about halfway. I'm going to hold it here and then exhale, pull the arms apart. Good. Imagine you're trying to rip that belt. Take another few breaths. Inhale and exhale, give it a pull. Good. Quick check-in with your center. Are you still sitting upright? Is your core engaged? Exhale, give it a pull, and we're going to do one more bonus one. Take a breath in. Exhale, pull the arms apart. And then slowly release the arms down. Release the fingers and give them a shake. Lovely. Well done, guys. Okay, we can pop the belt just to the side for a moment. We're going to need it for one more little exercise in a moment, but just keep it to the side so it's out of the way. Time to drink a sip of water if you need it. And let's start to focus a little bit on our legs and begin to walk out your feet. So we're going to just lift and lower one heel at a time. This is always my go-to warm-up. Can't really beat it, especially if you are staying seated in your practice, but also if you just have quite a sedentary lifestyle, so where you probably have to sit down a little bit more. I mean, we're still technically in lockdown here in the UK as of today. The restrictions are easing a little bit, so we can do a little bit more, but we're probably all still spending a lot of time at home, probably sitting down more than we would want to. So just keep walking out your feet. That's a great little exercise to do a few times a day, just to get the blood flowing all the way down to your toes. Good. Let's do another few breaths, a few steps, starting to feel like quite hard work here. And then lower the heels. Whew, let it go. And then give the feet a little wriggle, so the toes a little wriggle. Beautiful. Okay, so let's grab hold of your right leg from behind. Come into the ball of your right foot. And before we go further, again, checking in that we're still growing tall. The crown of the head draws up to the ceiling to create that length for the spine, helps the activation for the center, and that core activation supports that lengthening for the spine as well. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to extend that leg away from the body, maybe towards parallel, maybe it's resting down towards the floor, maybe it's all the way down on the floor. Whatever works for you. Check that you haven't started to lean back. If that's the case, come up and then begin to point the toes and flex the toes a few times. So just the warm up, inhaling and exhale. Inhaling to point, exhale to flex, and then begin to draw a few big circles. Go one way and the other way. Change direction. Scrunch the toes, spread them wide, give them a scrunch, and then release it down. Good. Swapping sides. So grab hold of your right leg from behind. So interlace the fingers behind your right leg. Drawing yourself up towards the ceiling. So sitting tall. Take an inhale. And exhale, extend the leg. Flex the toes and then point the toes. Let's do a few more. Inhaling to flex. Exhale to point. Inhaling, flexing. Exhale, pointing, and then draw a couple of big circles. Go one way. Ooh, and if that makes your ankles click, that's okay. You're in good company. My ankles, my toes are incredibly clicky here. Change direction. Go the other way. Good. And then scrunch the toes, spread them wide, and release the foot back down. Good. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. And let's come back to our belt. So this next exercise, we're going to do two things. We're going to lengthen the legs, but we're also going to strengthen our arm muscles. So it's a familiar exercise for many of you. So grabbing the belt, place it down underneath the ball of your left foot. Let's start on the left. And then walk your hands down a bit. So roughly knee height, maybe a little bit lower. You'll notice in a moment what the right height is for you. And if you've started to slouch, like I have just done, then again, draw yourself up. We really need those core muscles to keep our lower back protected. Grounding through the right foot, take an inhale, and as you exhale, we're going to extend the leg away from the body, hugging the shoulders into the body. So quickly, let me turn to the side so you can follow a bit easier. So shoulders are in, so there's a little bend in the elbows. Give yourself more length on that belt if it's not quite enough space. The left leg is long, it's extended, but there's a sense of activation through that leg. So we're not just letting ourselves kind of hang out here, pushing into the joint too much, but we're using a little bit of muscles. Shoulders back, crown of the head is sitting tall, and feeling that stretch through the back of that left leg. I can definitely feel it. Good. So hold the breath and keep the breath flowing. And see if we can take another 2 breaths with a smile on our faces. Things go by much quicker if we smile. We're already on the last breath in. And slow breath out. Release the leg, release the arms, and give the fingers a moment of rest. Shaking them out. If you're trying to flick water off your fingers. Before we swap sides, one more side to go. Good. So bring the belt down towards the floor, over underneath the ball of your right foot. Walk your hands down, draw the shoulders away from the ears, sitting tall. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, slowly begin to extend that right leg away from the floor. It doesn't have to be lifted. In fact, it can even be resting on the floor. Draw the shoulders back, shoulder blades down. Keep the crown of the head growing up towards the ceiling. Take an inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale and exhale. Give yourself a little smile. Last 2 breaths. And slow breath out. And last inhale here. Oh, and exhale. Release the leg. Release the belts. Give your hands a little shake. And then we can pop the belt to the side. Pop the belt to the side. And let it go. Good. Checking that we're still sitting up nice and comfortably. Feet underneath the knees. Shoulders soft. And then just close the eyes for a moment. Let the breath settle. Take an inhale here. And a slow breath out. Inhaling one more time. And exhale out. And if you would like to join me in the round of our sun salutations, release the fingertips. Inhaling, reach the arms high, growing tall. Exhale, draw the palms through heart center. Let's do it again. Inhaling, reaching the palms tall. Exhale, draw them down. And then one more time. Inhaling, reaching the arms tall, growing tall. Exhale, draw them down. Release the hands onto the knees. Inhale, draw the chest forward. Lift the heart, lift the gaze. Exhale, draw the chin to the chest, rounding the spine. So cat and cow movement. Inhale, draw the chest forward, lift the heart. Exhale, fold forwards and down. Bring the forearms onto the knees. Let the head hang heavy. Take an inhale. And exhale. If you want, you can go all the way down to the floor. I definitely won't anymore. Then next inhale, bring your left fingertips onto the left knee, lifting the heart, coming into the half twist. The arm can float up towards the ceiling if that works for you. Exhale, release down. Inhaling the right fingertips, reaching up, grow tall. Exhaling, lowering down. Inhaling, begin to walk the hands up the knees. Draw the chest forward, lift the heart, lift the gaze. Exhale, chin to chest, rounding the spine. Next, inhaling, reach the arms up, growing tall. And then exhale, bring the palms down through heart center. And release the hands down into your lap. Close the eyes. Take a slow breath in. And a slow breath out. Inhaling one more time. Exhaling to release. And then if you would like to do another round in your own time of the sun salutations, feel free to do so. Pause the video now and then come and join us for the relaxation when you're ready. And if you're ready to wind it down, come and sit back in your chair. Push the feet away from the body a little bit. Soften the jaw, soften the eyes. Take a slow breath in and a slow breath out. Inhaling again. And exhale. And then one more deep breath in. Exhale, release. And then let yourself get heavy, allowing all effort to drain out of your body, letting go of any muscular tension you're holding. And allow the breath to return to its normal rhythm. And then slowly let the awareness sink down to the sole of your left foot, releasing the top of the left foot, left toes, ankle, lower leg, left knee, left upper leg, and left side of your hip. Releasing through the sole of the left foot, left toes, ankles, left lower leg, knee, upper leg, and the left side of your hip. Release across the belly, softening the lower back, middle back, upper back, into the right shoulder, upper arm, elbow, right lower arm, top of the right hand, palm of the right hand, right thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and little finger. Release across the chest into the left shoulder, left upper arm, elbow, lower arm, top of the left hand, palm of the left hand, left thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and little finger. Release all the way up the neck, across the throat. Soften the jaw, tongue, cheeks, nose, eyes, and forehead. And for the next few moments, just allow yourself to be heavy. Letting go of any muscular effort. Letting go of any need to control the breath. And should your mind wander, just bring the mind slowly, slowly back into the present moment. without any rush. Bring the awareness back into the room you're in and just begin to visualize that room. Visualizing the walls, the ceilings, windows and doors. Visualizing yourself, the chair you're sitting on, the clothes you're wearing, your hair, your face. And then slowly begin to deepen your breath, taking in a little bit more air into the body. With every inhalation, inviting a little wriggle through your fingers and your toes. Swallow a couple of times, release the jaw, and on the next inhale, take the fingertips away from the body, up towards the ceiling or down towards the floor, whatever works. Let's take a full body stretch, waking up the body, ready for a beautiful day ahead of you. And then slowly, once you've had that good stretch, lowering the palms down towards heart center, palms touch, thumbs in contact with the sternum. Take a low gaze or a gentle bow with your chin towards your chest. Take a moment to notice how you feel in your body and how you feel in your mind, how you feel emotionally. And whether that's the same as when we started our session or if it's maybe shifted slightly. And then finally, taking a moment of gratitude towards yourself for the effort of making the time to come and practice today. Gently bow the chin towards your chest. Namaste. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining me. I hope you have a lovely day ahead of you. Hopefully the weather is as lovely wherever you are in the world as it is here today. But if it's not, don't worry. The sun will come back one day. So fingers crossed the sound has worked as well. And I'll see you guys again next week. Bye bye.